And now, advice from senior advisor from Def Jam Recordings, Jeezy.
Yeah!
Jeezy, no. Def Jam has been struggling financially for the last 4 quarters. What are you going to do to solve this?
Glad you asked, because I'm going to do exactly what I've always done. First, you got to get pork by the pound, goose by the fifth. Re-up in the first, then again on the fifth. Yeah! What up, YouTube? Topaz Yates back for another review, and this one is to that Future and Lil Uzi Vert, that Pluto X Baby Pluto. And before we can jump into this review, first I gotta give you the context. Pretty much tell you everything that I felt going into this project. And if you feel as though you already know everything there is to know about these artists, then feel free to skip to this point here. But where do we start? First, you gotta realize that this is something that is not new to not only the industry, but these artists as well. Because when you look at them, they have collaborated with each other a bunch of times in the past. Songs like What's Up off of the Eternal Take, that seen millions off of the Perfect Love tape, and that Over Your Head, which I've already made a review for that. That song was easily the best one that they have collaborated on, including this album to a degree. But my thing is this: when I listen to any of these songs, do I listen to it like, yo, this is so hot, they should come together to do a full-length project together? Nah, I really don't. Like, this just comes off as these individuals have these fan bases, why not bring them together? Because they're ultimately doing the same stuff. I mean, when you break them down, they have all but the same styles, they just have different voices and different ways that they go about it. Because Future, he goes more into the hardcore trap. But here's my actual issue here. It's a lot like when the Houston Rockets went and got Russell Westbrook. Like, did that actually help them to get to where they needed to go? Why it didn't is because they both did the same thing. Sure, Harden is the more superior athlete, where he's been the MVP as of recently a little more. He scores a lot higher of a rate than what Westbrook does. But yet they both are solid MVP performers who got thrown onto the same team, and from there, it really didn't take off because it's too easy to scheme against people who's doing the same exact thing. You need diversity. But this brings us to the album Pluto X Baby Pluto. And what Future said about this project is, it is a trip to Pluto. Now, what exactly did he mean by that? What he actually meant is the uniqueness of the production that you have here. And I will say, they definitely did select some unique and different beats than what the vast majority of individuals who are in this genre tries to go after, which that is a plus. But here's my problem. Just because you got new beats doesn't make you into a new artist, doesn't make this music sound any different than what you've been doing before in the past. Because you still got the same flow, you still talking about the same exact things, you're still in the same exact genre, you're doing everything the same, you just selected different beats to rap on. So yes, I give them points for being a bit different here, but yet that different just isn't enough. But let's go ahead and talk about some individual songs like that Money on Me. Well, this joint was pretty cool. Wasn't one of my favorite songs, but I did like the aspect of them going back and forth, and this is a theme that is consistent within this album that I definitely needed to touch on. Like, they actually put forth a lot of effort here, where they both had to be in the lab at the same time. They had to feed off of each other and push each other to put out the best product that they possibly could, and it could have worked if they were more impressive of individual acts. I do believe that these individuals could improve for another project, seeing as though that they put in the work to actually build chemistry with each other, with they already had a bunch of chemistry. Like, they could become more from this point, but this just wasn't what it was. The next song I want to talk about is that Drinking and Smoking With. This is one of my more favorite songs here because they just stuck to the comfort zone. They got solid production, as it was a bit unique as well, where all they're really talking about is the sexual conquest. Just an overall well-rounded song where they didn't try to do too much and it just panned out. My next favorite song would be that Rockstar Chains, where this was the Future solo track. And this song is Future just sticking to what he does best when it comes to the lyricism, where he's just talking about the rap lifestyle and how all he's wanted to do is just smash other people's chicks because they would do the same thing to him. He realizes that he has zero friends out here, and the fact that he has that, he just wants to go out and stunt and flex on everybody. Now, another song I wanted to point out that wasn't one of my favorite joints was She Never Been to Pluto. Now, this song is when trying to be unique and different with the production goes wrong. This is why when you get the producers to do something unique and different for your project, you have to have a standard level that you're never going to fall below. Just because it's different doesn't make it hot. And you have to make sure that it's on the highest accord on all parts, or else people are not going to accept it because it's different and it's not on the standard level in which you guys could present. And my last favorite song of this project was that Moment of Clarity, and honestly my moment of clarity of this entire album just came down to Future is clearly the better artist of the two. He has better bars, he has better flow, he honestly pieces together better projects, as his solo project was far superior to Lil Uzi Vert's joint. Well, that's fine. I mean, Future's been doing it much longer than Uzi. Uzi still got a chance to continue to grow to become better, while I'm feeling as though Future is somewhat stuck in his ways at this point, but yet his fan base is going to rock with him to a degree from this point on anyway. But if you want to know exactly how much better he is than Lil Uzi Vert, we gotta first break down the bars. Okay, first let's put this in the proper context. These individuals you do not come to for punchline bars. You really don't. Even though there are some moments from time to time, that's really not the forte of either one of these individuals. Their projects are ultimately vibe first, and everything else really just goes along with it, and that pans out for them and the fan bases. And that's why I feel as though these individuals are more like the Promethazine and Sprite of the hip-hop industry. And you know, Future is the purple one, and Lil Uzi is the lesser yellow one. See, based on the standards of what many people believe music is, this isn't supposed to be enjoyed, but yet the audience gathered a taste for it, especially when you throw in the Jolly Ranchers. But let's go ahead and look at some of these individual bars here. Like, chicks be lining up like they waiting on a contest, and that's Future right there, where, you know, that was a slick bar that he spits from time to time. Like, this is what you tend to get from him. Well, what he's talking about is how women be lining up to be with him, but yet ultimately that's the same thing that they do at like stripper contests and stuff. They will line up in order to win or to compete. That was cool. And then I also like that so many stones on me, I'm looking like a caveman. Well, that's simplistic. And you know, I got to throw in something that Lil Uzi Vert said, man, even though he's not very good at all. Like, maybe his best standout bar would be, yo, I got a brick for every crack that's in your street. Well, that was pretty terrible. And that is exactly why I'm telling you, Future is easily vastly superior to what Lil Uzi Vert is. But I'm glad that Future is carrying him along, and maybe he's going to show him how to progress and get better like he is. Now, overall, man, this project was okay, I guess. Like, it is exactly what I thought it would be, minus the fact that they did get some unique production. But sadly, this isn't a new experience. It's not anything super dope that you absolutely must have. It's typical Future, typical Lil Uzi Vert on different types of beats. Now, if you're a fan of such, which I'm sure a bunch of people who's watching this is, you will probably rank it higher, but me, as a carnivore of music, I'ma give this joint 4 out of 10, alright at best.